Let's look at Math 24.1, page 507 and 508. When you get out that page, it looks like this, but we'll actually start together first with an example. So I'm going to get an example problem. I'm going to cover this page up again just for a moment. We'll do our example first, and then we'll go back and work on this page together. One thing I want you to notice, though, is that this page is called Use Mental Math to Subtract Tens. So last chapter we were adding groups of tens, but now we're going to subtract. So we're going to start with a great amount and count down to a smaller or lesser amount. For example, I have a couple materials right here to help me. But for today's math, for an example, I'll put right here, let's say we have, I'm going to start with a very great amount. I'm going to start with 90, and I would like to subtract, let's do 30. And I would like to find out what the difference is. What's the answer to a subtraction problem? That's called a difference. Now, you might be thinking, wow, 90 minus 30, that is a large amount. I'm not sure that I can do that. But here's what you can do. You can think of these greater numbers like this as groups of tens. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to draw groups of tens to make sure that I have 90. So if I count my groups of tens, I'm just going to draw them here as these long vertical bars here. So that's going to be a group of 10. I have one group of 10. Is one group of 10 worth 90? No, it is not. So I need to add another one. Is two groups of 10 worth 90? 10, 20? No, I have a lot to go. So I'm going to go ahead and keep adding. So this is 3 groups of 10, which is 30. 4 groups of 10, which is 40. 5 groups of 10, which is 50. 6 groups of 10, which is 60. 7 groups of 10, which is 70. 8 groups of 10, which is 80. Getting very close. 9 groups of 10, which is 90. So now I actually do have 90. So 90 is actually the same as 9 groups of tens, right? 90, we just saw, is actually the same as 9 groups of tens. So we can actually think about 90 as 9 tens, and we can subtract 30. Well, we need to think about how many groups of tens is 30. 30 is the same as how many groups of tens? The clue is right here for you. It's the same as 3 groups of tens, right? 3 groups of tens, I would count 10, 20, 30. So if I have 9 groups of tens and I subtract or take away or minus 3 groups of tens, how many are still left over as the difference? Let's do that right here. Instead of adding, I don't need to draw anymore. I need to show that I'm subtracting. So to show that, I'm actually going to cross off some groups of tens. How many should I cross off? 9 tens minus 3 tens. Well, here's my 9. How do I take away, and what do I do? Cross off 3 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off 3. 1, 2, 3. I've crossed off 3 tens. How many tens are left? Go ahead and try and count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are still 6 tens. Still 6 tens. 9 tens minus 3 tens is equal to 6 tens. But if we actually count those groups of tens by 10, How many are there all together? Let's count them by tens. Ready? Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 6 tens is the same as 60. Look, you were able to do it. 90 minus 30 is equal to 60. Great job. Let's go ahead and start working on our page all together. Using that strategy to help you with today's math page. Here's an example. There are 50 owls in the trees. 30 owls fly away. That's a clue that helps us know that this is subtraction. How many owls are left? Again, that's another clue phrase. When we hear that in math, that helps us to know that this is subtraction. Okay, so we have how many at the start? 50 owls. How many fly away? 30 of them. And our responsibility is to figure out how many are left. Well, 50 is the same as how many groups of tens? 5. And 30 is the same as 3 groups of tens. Well, this one you can do in your head. 5 minus 3. So either use your mental math, do that in your head. You could use a nameplate, start on your 5 with your number line and jumping towards lesser numbers. Jump back 3 times. Or you can also use fingers, start with 5 and take away 3 of them. How many are left? 2. So if 5 minus 3 equals 2, that can help us when we think about groups of tens. 5 tens minus 3 tens equals 2 tens. 2 groups of tens, if we count them by tens, it's 10, 20. We write that right here. There are 20 owls left. Let's take a look at the next problem below. It says, write how many tens, then subtract. 60 minus 20 equals, Let's take a look. 60 is the same as how many groups of tens? Well, they're helping us right here. They're showing the tens with a 0. So how many groups of tens? It shows there, it's the 6 because the 6 is in the tens place value. Let's take a look at our next number. We have 20. How many tens to make 20? Here's our clue. Look in the tens place value. 2. So 6 tens minus 2 tens is equal to, okay, here's what you could do. A couple strategies. You could use a number line, start on your 6, counting down towards lesser numbers. You could put 6 in your head, put up 2 fingers and count down 6, 5. How many are left? 4. There are 4 tens. Well, we need to show that now as groups of tens. 4 tens, if we have them as 4 tens blocks, we'd count them by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 60 minus 20 is equal to 40. Great job. Let's keep going on to number 2. 70 minus 30 equals, Well, first of all, let's just think. How many groups of tens? So 70 has groups of tens. We know that because it has 0 in the ones place value. Let's look at our tens place. How many are there? 7. There are 7 tens. And let's look at 30. How many groups of tens to make 30? Look in your tens place value. It tells you there are 3 groups of tens. So 7 tens minus 3 tens is equal to, you can use your number line. Start on your 7, jump towards lesser numbers 3 times. Or 7 goes in your head, hold up 3 fingers and count down. 7, 6, 5, 4. 4 tens. Well, when we count our 4 groups of tens, how many are there all together? Let's count those 4 groups of tens by 10. So if these are my 4 tens, I count 10, 20, 30, 40. 70 minus 30 is equal to 40. Number 3, 80 minus 20. Well, 80 is the same as how many groups of tens? Take a look right here in your tens place value. 8. 20 is the same as how many groups of tens? Look in your tens place value. It has a 2. 8 tens minus 2 tens is equal to tens. Well, use a number line. You can do this in your head without any tools or strategies to help you, or put 8 in your head and hold up 2 fingers and count down. 8, 7, 6. 6 tens. 6 tens is the same as 60. You're doing great. Let's keep going. 40 minus 20 is equal to, let's take a look at 40. 40 is how many groups of tens? Look in your tens place value. It's 4. 20 is how many groups of tens? 2 groups of tens. 4 tens minus 2 tens equals tens. You can use a number line, do this all in your head, or start with 4, hold up 2 fingers and count down. How many are left? 2. 2 tens is the same as 20. When you're ready, go ahead and turn to the other side. This next side has an example here at the top. 60 minus 40 is equal to, 60 is the same as 6 groups of tens. 40 is equal to 4 tens. So 6 tens minus 4 tens. 6 can go in your head, counting down 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 tens. Well, when we count those 2 groups of tens, we count 10, 20. 60 minus 40 is equal to 20. Okay, so this entire page is that same strategy. Thinking of these bigger groups of tens, remember, you can do this because you can think of them as groups of tens. For example, this 30 minus 10, well, it's really like 3 groups of tens minus 1 group of 10. 3 minus 1, you can do that. 3, counting down, 2. But my answer, 30 minus 10 does not equal 2. I do have to make sure I include one more step. What's missing from my number? 30 minus 10 is not equal to 2 because my actual problem has groups of tens. It wasn't just a 3, it was 30. 3 groups of tens. My 1 is not actually just a 1, it's 1 group of 10. So this is actually 10 altogether. What needs to happen in my 1's place value? I need to include a 0. Now my 2 is in the tens place value, and I have 0, 1. So I have 2 groups of 10s, which is what I found out from before. So 2 groups of 10s equal 20. 30 minus 10 equals 20. Great job. So I'm going to let you continue working on this whole page on your own, but then we'll work together on numbers 15 and 16 at the bottom. So you can pause here, and when you're ready, go ahead and join me for number 15. Here's what it says. Use mental math, solve. Jill has 40 stickers. She gives some stickers to Pete. Some. I don't know that number yet. Then Jill has 30 stickers left. How many stickers did she give to Pete? The word here that she gives to Pete, that's a clue. Is this addition or subtraction? It's subtraction, right? When you give something, she's taking away from the amount that she has at the start. So she starts off with 40 stickers. She gives away some of them. I don't know that number really yet. I will figure it out. But then, when she's all done giving them away, she still has 30 left. So a great strategy to start off right here, since let's use the numbers that we do know. We know she started with 40. We know she had 30 at the end. So we can actually subtract those two numbers. Start on your 40 because it's the greater number. In first grade math, we start with the greater number for subtraction. We have 40, we subtract 30, and that will tell us how many that she gave away. 40 minus 30. Try it on your own first, and then we'll do this together. Okay, so here's our clue. 40 is 4 groups of 10 minus 30, which is 3 groups of 10s. So it equals 10 stickers, right? 4 minus 3 equals 1. But that one group of 10, we actually need to show that that 1 is in the tens place value. So we need to show that by adding a 0 in our ones place value. Okay, let's look at 16. Jeff has 40 stickers. He gives some stickers, some, to Pam. Then Jeff has 10 stickers left. How many stickers did he give to Pam? It's a very similar situation with these stickers. Okay, let's see how many he has at the start. Jeff starts off with 40. Then if he gives them, is this addition or subtraction? Subtraction. I don't know how many he gave away. It just says some, but I don't know that number yet. But I do know how many he has left when he's all done giving. How many does he have left at the end? 10. I can use those two numbers to help me figure out how many he gave away. So I'm going to start with that 40. I will subtract 10, and then that will equal how many are left. Oh, excuse me, that's how many he gave away. Okay, so let's see here. We have 40. That's like 4 groups of 10s. Minus 10. That's like 1 group of 10. Try it on your own. What do you think the difference is? Let's see if you got it. 4 minus 1 is 3, but these are groups of 10s. So we need to show that actually as 40 minus 10 equals, and then put a 0 also in our ones place value, meaning our total amount of stickers is 30. Great job.